How are you doing?
I am starting to calm down.
Cindy ran from.
I'm starting to come down.
Before she got her, ran down the block. So there, I think there was an accident on the street.
It's not.
No, there are cops.
It's not an accident. It's not a car. It's not a car. So why are they?
That's cars, the cop.
Why are they there?
I have no idea. There's two of them down.
You know what, I'll find out.
There were two cars down, Roseland. One in front of Shoreline, one across the street. And when I crossed Roseland, a policewoman stopped, said he was going to cross the street. When I went across there, they made me go back to my side of Roseland.
Orange cars, like the TV. They were chasing him. He went on the wrong side, and they were like both sides. Where do you live at? 3260 on Lake Shore, so I just got well up. Oh, sure.
That's a baby again. Person that they spent like candles. Hasn't they here?
Hi, Leah. Hi. She's coming from my yard.
Now to start getting my start. I'm going to do that.
Oh, this one is on.
It's very,
I told her to put a mask on. Thank God it was a mask. I didn't realize I would have the mask until I got here. Luckily, but once again, this.
I don't know if you guys come back to bridge traffic services.
It's a bridge to.
right, is it Friday?
It's a bridge out to Broadway.
We don't see
Yeah, but some of us are just saying. Hi, how are you?
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin on page 120. 120. And we're going to be lighting the candles.
Since Jane Harris didn't make it, we're doing the,
Why not just stand by the light?
oh, we should go here.
I don't know, that's just the microphone.
We're loud enough, don't worry.
We're loud enough.
O source of life and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Blessed all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Just really start.
Baruch atah
And before we do Kiddush, I'm wondering where the wine is.
Where's the one? We do it later then. Yeah, we can do it later.
This is my wife, Cantor Elizabeth Berkey.
Shabbat Shalom. So nice to be here this evening, everyone joining us online and everyone joining us in person, of course. It was quite an adventure getting here this evening, I have to say.
He was saying in particular the traffic was an accident.
Oh, okay. All right, where are we?
Page 123 is going to be Kiddush.
Yes, but how about we move on and then we'll begin Kiddush a little bit later.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Thank you, thank you. Baruch Adonai, Melech haolam, borei b'riah. Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nishal mitzvotav al tzadkah, v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahavat ratzon yikilanu, zikaron le'maseh b'reishit, kihu yom te'ira le'nikra'eh.
We're running on. Page 130.
Lechu nira lechu
Let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. You're sounding nice. Let's keep up the good singing. I'm trying to hear you all sing. We continue with Lachado D, page 1. Nice deep breath. Continue on with our Shabbat singing. You may be seated. We greet the Shabbat angels with Shalom Aleichem here on page 142. We have a little bit of a different arrangement, familiar to them, a little different arrangement. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, No Oh, nice, beautiful. Thank you so much for playing along. It's you mixed it up a little bit with John and the angels are here nonetheless, helping us have our Shabbat, fill our Shabbat with warmth and wonder. And we continue with the Hatzi Kaddish, page 144.
יתקדש שמי רבה, המנפרד פלוטי ימית מלכותי ותאי ישראל,
Rise if we're able, beginning the Mariv service with Barco, page 146. Seated as we turn to page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Page 158, Mi Hamo.
Mi amo kappa, mi amo mi amo Mabutka, Ubanaka, okay, I am in the ocean, say, Father, my Jacob, Ugalo, Mia Kazakimenu, Adonai, Ahau Yisrael.
Continue to Shabbat, page 162.
Veshamru,
Have a moment for standing meditative prayer as we continue on page 164. We pray that our lips may open and our mouths may declare God's praise. Rise and pray. Adonai, Feelings in our heart for the next few pages. Please sit when you're ready. We now turn to the Torah service, page 362. Why do we do this so many? Okay, page 362 Torah service, sorry.
Ben kamocha Elohim
Let's try this
Adonai,
again.
v'yehi k'masecha, alutecha olamim, u'meshatecha b'kol
The honor of having now been a proclaimed person.
Who would enjoy having the honor of blessing the Torah?
Anybody observing that? Go for it.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaSorah. Baruch Adonai HaBarak Olam Vahed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher barak banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai, noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Amen. V'elech Yodot Yitzchak, Avraham, Oli et Yitzchak. V'yehi Yitzchak ben 40 shana, v'chashtav et Rivka, ad Betzuel ha'arami, Ipadan Aram Ahot Lavan ha'arami lo Isha. Vayeta Yitzchak l'Adonai v'nachishto ki akara hi vayeta lo Adonai v'tar ka ishta vayimrotatzu Abanim Akirva Uto Maike Lama Zalechi Vaterech Yidrosh Et Adonai Yomer Adonai La Sheneh Elohim Vavit No Vayitnech Usheh Le'ami Me'ami Haredo Ulam Malan Yitzchak Ya'amet Rav Ya'avotzai
Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam natav etoheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai, noten ha'Torah.
Thank you, Ben, for leading, and I'm sorry, what did you, what's your name?
Leah Jones.
Leah Jones?
Yeah, Leah Jones.
Yes, I called her, yeah. Time for prayer for healing. Misha Barach. This evening, the list includes Aviva Aliza, Laura Kina Aronson, Davida Berman, Harvey Bowler, David Burchett, Vega Sara Batchaya, Eliora Batsara, Ellen Sokolov, Felicia Dunigan, Francine Eisen, Jonah Enbar, Elaine Simon, Joan Berkey, Doreen Evans, Eslen Garb, Phyllis Black, Howard Goldberg, Don Randolph, Mimi Harris, Leah Jones, Carl Calvin, Harold Katz, Jeffrey Krause, Monroe Vine, Roy Lloyd, Miriam Lyon, Gerald Marks, Eileen McNichols, Jimmy Miller, Sharon Montesi Garskoff, Nikki Moulton, Moshe Ben Chava Ben Atan, Arina Korstak, Amber Noy, Aaron Potter, Gary Priest, Rich Bryson, David Rosenthal, Alan Sager, Casey Siengo, Kristen Rao Skinner, Rob Stein, Tali Stein, Cameron Michael Taft, Rose Trachtenberg, Hannah Whitney, Joseph Raphael, and Are there any other names you'd like to mention this evening? Yes,
Izzy Rice.
Izzy Weiss. Yes. Thank you. We hold them in our hearts. Yes.
Yes. Kathy Miller and Robin Miller.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Did you finish your list? I'm sorry. Were you able to get up on that? Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Healing for all those we mentioned, all those we hold in our hearts, strength to those who are caretakers and healers in our midst and everywhere, taking care of all those who are in need of healing. We continue with putting the floor away. We are on page 374, and we rise if we're able. Be seated. And now it's time for the sermon.
Every year we look at the weekly Torah portion. We feel that we see it with fresh eyes. Each time we come back around, we have aged a year and experienced new things. So it helps us see newness in the Torah. I'm seeing this week's Parsha with a different perspective than I ever have. I had an older brother who passed away almost a decade ago. Since his passing, I've been trying to process details of our past and in relationship to each other and in relationship, each of us, to our Father. How incredible it is to see this played out in our ancient Torah, this week's portion of Toldot. Rebekah and Isaac were a child, They pray, and Rebecca, she soon feels a fighting within. God explains that two nations are inside her. Once separated, they will be divided, one mightier, and we also learn that the mightier will serve the lesser. So much is being foretold. The twin boys, they are born, Esau first, Jacob holding on to his heel. Esau is red-cheeked and hairy, while Jacob has smooth skin. The Torah states, when the boys grew up, Esau became a skilled hunter, a man of the outdoors. And Jacob was a homespun man keeping to the tents. One day Esau comes in after hunting, and he is famished. He sees Jacob with a bowl of stew, and he asks Jacob for some. And Jacob, knowing his brother's impulsive nature, he suggests a barter. For some stew, all he has to do is give up his birthright to his brother, and he can have the food. And of course, Esau, birthright. He wants the food. So he takes the bowl and he gives Jacob birthright. After many years, Isaac has become old and blind. He calls for Esau his favorite son, and he tells him, Esau, go and get me some food, go hunting and fix me my favorite food, and you will get the firstborn blessing. Rebecca overhears him, and she shares a plan with Jacob, in which he will fool Isaac and receive the blessing himself. As we remember, she dresses Jacob, his arms to feel like they're hairy, and we're told that Isaac is confused because he doesn't hear Esau's voice. So we're not sure exactly if Isaac knows, if he knows that it's Jacob. But we learn that he gives him the blessing nonetheless. The similarities to my family are uncanny. My brother was the Esau of the family. We weren't twins, but he was the firstborn, and he had a ruddy complexion. He was athletic. He certainly was a bully to me. And he enjoyed the outdoors a bit. This made for a strong connection with our father. I, on the other hand, was more sensitive. In my 50s, my father told me that he was sorry that he didn't give more to me when I was younger. He didn't know how to deal with a sensitive son. I didn't know that at the time, but in my 50s, he made it clear that he was somewhat lost in knowing how to deal with me. Who knows what Jacob thought about his relationship with his dad? What did he need that he didn't get? Yet he got the blessing, but that was through deceit and at the direction of his mother. We know that Jacob was not the favorite son, but we don't know how he dealt with that. How did that feel? What internal struggle might he have had? What do we think he might have been feeling? What if he had a moment of reconciliation with his dad, as I was able to have? We can only imagine the conversation that they might have had. What do you think Jacob might have needed to hear from his father? What would have been helpful? What do you think Jacob would have wanted to hear? Does anyone have any thoughts you'd like to share? Okay. All right. Well, my question is always, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are patriarchs. We're dealing with a story of someone that has some faults, and yet he is We pray to him every morning, every day. As part of every Amidah, we say, God, remember Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Please do for us what you did for them. Help us to be so lucky.
They were very sensitive.
They weren't very sensitive. Okay. Explain.
Well, kind of what you just were saying, that Abraham was willing to kill his son for God, what God wanted him to do. Didn't take Isaac's feelings into account at that point. And like you said, that they didn't have that Jacob and Esau. No, Jacob and Isaac didn't have a relationship either. And I don't know how much relationship Jacob had with his son.
All of his sons.
All of his sons, right?
Yeah.
Except for his favorite.
Yeah, there's a lot. And, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, we're seeing a little phase of their life. We're not experiencing life. We're experiencing a couple of stories of their life. It's always very interesting for me to imagine what kind of conversations he had when he's walking up the mountain with his father, who's going to sacrifice him. What is the conversation that's going on? Is it totally silent? Was Jacob was he too scared? Was it? Yeah. I got the wrong story. Okay. So it's really it's nice for me to fantasize about this. It's interesting to see how deceit and trickery continue in Jacob's life. In some ways, this early story in Jacob's life does have consequences. In future parshiot, we learn of Jacob's falling in love with the daughter of his uncle Laban. He asks Laban for Rachel's hand in marriage. Bride's face is hidden during the ceremony. Once the wedding night is over, the veil is removed, and lo and behold, Jacob is now married to Leah. And he worked 7 years to get Leah. And so now, in order to get Rachel, he has to work another 7 years. So it was Leah's birthright to go first. So she got her birthright. That was her gift. As we age, though people may disagree, we're given gifts. One of those gifts is more life experience, which helps us view Torah with fresh eyes. Another is allowing us to see the Torah in our lives. The struggle of these siblings and their father play out generation after generation to this day. The choices we make, either from honest or dishonest motivations, have ripples. On this Shabbat, I would like to wish for each of you to see the Torah in your life and help it bring you to like places of healing that you may need and allow you to move forward in shalom, in peace. Shabbat shalom.
Page 586.
586.
Mourner's Cottage. The words it was this week includes Mary Scott Ferris, Alex Berzin, Frida Burgart, Jack Boone, Jack Lumberg, Ann Eisenberg, Albert Fiertag, Lemuel Feingold, Aaron Garfinkel, Bess Melman Gellerman, Melvin Glazer, June Glassman, Aaron Gullo, Joy Gottfried, Louis Cecil Hurwitz, Herman Kasikoff, Evelyn Katz, Max Kirsten, Manfred Kohler, Saul Const, Efim Cookson, Rosalie Levy, Sam David Lipschutz, Benjamin Melman, James Miller, Beverly Morris, Pearl Morris, Ruth Price, Myra Projansky, George Weil-Robitschek, Harry Salit, Louis Sternheim, Meredith Tesh, Ken Tetzlaff, Virginia Thur. We wish their memories be a blessing in everyone's lives, and we also wish our condolences to Ben Smolensky and Mitzi, to the families of Ben Smolensky and Mitzi Friedman, who passed on today. Those in mourning and observing Northside, let's join together, and all of us together as a community in support of all of those who are mourning and observing Northside. We join together at the mourner's cottage. Please rise if you're able. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Mirabah, Yamah, Yibrach, Yamah, 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 Kayed, O Beit Israel, Ba'olam, Mizrach, Pershing, Hebrew, Amen. Yehei Shem, Ra'am, 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 Nehemiah, Yibarach, Yishtabach, Yibarach, Yibarach, Yitaseh, Yibarach, Yitaleh, Yitaleh, Shemei, Yusha, Riku, Ve'elam, Yiho, Yerkata, Shirata, Yishtabach, Nefata, Ya'amiram, Yermah, Amen. Yehei Shem, Ra'am, Shemaiah, Ve'chayim, Yirachot, Yisrael, Amen. Says Shalom U'Brahma, U'Yah Shalom, Alleluia, O Israel, Amen. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died in this season and years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with their own. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for blessing. Are there any announcements we should be aware of? Anybody know? Yes, Ben. We could.
I was thinking about that. So we have a much. Yes, sure.
Yes, I was remiss in announcing the page for the Torah reading, but I did eventually find it. It is on page 173, I think. Yes. So the portion we read. This is the story of Isaac, son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took to wife Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel the Aramean of Padan Aram, sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac pleaded with the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was barren, and the Lord responded to his plea as his wife Rebekah conceived. But the children struggled in her womb, and she said, "If so, why do I exist?" She went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord answered her, "Two nations are in your womb. Two separate peoples shall issue from your body. One people shall be mightier than the other, and the other shall serve, and the older, shall serve the younger." How far did you go, Ben? Was that how far you went? Through 20.
Went through verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
I concluded with the words that state the older shall serve the younger.
Yes. Yes, the older shall serve the younger. So it just gives you a little taste of what's to come.
I'll be reading again tomorrow. I'm going to read tomorrow. I'm going to like to join us later.
Right, so we finished with, I don't know. On page 586. Please rise for me. And then we'll be able. Incorrectly, so. Okay. Adon, in 625. You go ahead. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Joining us and online. A beautiful, sweet Shabbat to everyone.
Thank you.
I